Vivian, and I thank you for holding this hearing, and I commend you on restoring service for the Line 33 Fremont during weekday rush hours and office hours. People's first priorities are to get to work and to healthcare facilities, and while there are many alternative routes nearby, far too many of my neighbors in the Northeast would face a daunting want to use public transit without service on Fremont, especially in areas north or east of Northeast 33rd and at the foot of Rocky Butte. Large blocks of homes are too far from other lines for public transit to be useful to them if 33 is cut. While bus service during weekday office hours is a survival necessity for many, people don't live by bread and health care alone. And we can't shop or hike while we're at work or the doctor's office. I'm wondering how employees who work in the stores and medical offices at Gateway and Lloyd Center and the hospital will get to their weekend shifts if Line 33 weekend service gets cut. I've observed that many people in neighborhoods served by 33 are elderly, and many are angry about the proposed cuts. Far too often I've heard comments like, "They don't care about us," or "It won't make any difference if we write to TRIMET." Expressions of hopelessness among the elderly and vulnerable that the community is willing to meet their basic needs. If weekend service on Fremont is cut, is TRIMET prepared to provide lift service to elderly and disabled residents who need to get groceries or medical attention on weekends and can't walk to the nearest alternative bus route? As for me, well, I'm lucky because I live near the 12, but I use the 33 for specific destinations, and one of my favorite bus trips is to take the 33 to Gateway on Saturday morning and catch a 77 to Troutdale for a bowl of salmon chowder at the Troutdale General Store. This is followed by an afternoon walk into the gorge scenic area, swimming at Sam Bilo State Park, shopping in the outlet mall, or browsing antique stores. I highly recommend this mini vacation, and if TRIMET cuts weekend service on Fremont to Gateway, I'll have to drive my car to do it. I value being able to travel as far as the gorge scenic area on city buses without burning extra fossil fuels. My guess is that many Portland residents this summer will be taking some cheap vacations like mine to local destinations. Please provide them with good public transit options. And this is sort of a wild idea, but has TRIMET ever considered providing shuttle service to Troutdale and Multnomah Falls during vacation season when hordes of cars descend on the gorge? Also, I believe that 33 Fremont bus service to downtown should be preserved. It's impractical to ask people to take two buses when they live only a 15-minute drive from downtown. If they can afford to drive, and many of the affected neighborhoods along Fremont are affluent, they will add to Portland's carbon footprint when they do so. This is hardly the right direction for TRIMET to be driving us. And this is my most important point tonight. Does TRIMET monitor actual rates of use at various times? Has TRIMET considered using smaller, more fuel-efficient buses during times of low ridership? Line 33 would provide an excellent opportunity to test drive that idea because ridership varies. I know not only as a 33 rider, but as a Fremont Street resident who has watched many a bus go by, some of them full and some empty. Suggestion: provide continued bus service on Fremont to Gateway from downtown 7 days a week using smaller, more fuel-efficient buses during the slow time. Purchase of fuel-efficient vehicles with stimulus funds would make sense in both terms of national energy goals and because weekend bus service will help our local merchants climb out of the economic sewer. Please offer all residents of Northeast Portland good bus service so we have the option of investing our dollars in weekend retail therapy and recreation instead of our empty gas tanks. And thank you for listening. TRIMET provides a vital community service, and I appreciate the work you do.
Thank you. Speaker 56.
Does this work?
Just turn it around so you're holding it with it. Yes.
Okay. Yes, my name is Joan Ossabel, and I want to say first off, I agree with pretty much everything I've heard so far, and I won't repeat a lot of it, but I do have some other things that probably not everybody, hardly anybody has said. I am a resident of Sellwood. I've been in Sellwood since 1987. And I moved there because I did not want to have a car, and in fact I have not had a car at all these 22 years. And in fact, people are talking about various disenfranchised people, such as the working people, poor people, elderly people. I can add to that list. I actually agree with not driving because I've always had a very strong interest in preserving the environment, but I also have some vision problems which make it very unwise for me to drive. So people are happy that I don't drive, in fact. But for me not to drive, I need to have a bus service. So I have been, for the last 22 years, I've been buying bus passes every month. I'm also a small business owner, and I support TRIMET that way. And I am really upset about the cuts to the 41, the 70, and even the 19 to some degree, personally, though I'm upset about all the cuts to all the lines. In terms of the 41, to start out with that, our bus service has been continually downgraded for the last 5 years. Until 5 years ago, we had the 40 bus, which ran, well, with the exception of Sunday, when it was once an hour, it was 2 or 3 times an hour, up until 12:30 at night, from early in the morning. And the 41, I don't know if you know, but that service has been reduced over the last several years. And the last bus, for pretty much the whole time, has been at 6:30 in the evening. Now, not everybody gets off work before 6:30. I work often past then, and I know a bunch of other people. And part of the reason you don't get as much ridership on that bus is people actually drive in because they work too late to get a bus home. So, frankly, that bus service shouldn't be eliminated, it should be expanded. Now, this claim that there's alternate bus service available, that's not really true. The only bus of the 4 that you mentioned that is anywhere near a lot of us is the 70. And first off, you're eliminating a lot of 70 bus in the morning and in the evening. That is a problem if you want to go somewhere in the morning or the evening, especially on weekends. And many of us need to for various reasons. Oh, okay. Now, the other thing I want to say is it's in terms of transferring buses late at night, taking 2 buses when there should be 1 bus. This is not a safe option for women. I don't like taking 2 buses home late at night because it's really unsafe. And that's also why I don't like taking these buses that are rather far away because it's a long walk and it's an unsafe walk. And for elderly and disabled people, it's really an impossibility. So please don't make any cuts, but I'm here especially to advocate for Selwood. Thank you.
Thank you.